Hey guys, it's Torbix here, and on this third episode of Replay Analysis, we're going to be looking at a Birdie player in a Nash matchup. Now remember, if you want to get your replays analysed, you need to send them either here or at Twitter at Ep.3. Okay, to start off this game, he uses chain, which he shouldn't do, and I will speak about that later specifically. So, this player was quite patient, that there are a few times where he panicked and throws full screens like here. I missed the punish, but it can be punished. A better player will punish it. Try not to do those sorts of things. Now, he was a very good player in trying to react off of my mistakes, but he was such a defensive player, almost too defensive, because he wasn't taking full advantage of them. But he does use his V-reversal, which I like, because a lot of players tend to forget to use them, even though they're so useful. Though there are times I think you shouldn't use them, like here for example, where you can go for a bigger punish, which will be one of the focuses of today's video. But as a general analysis of this match, I just want to point out how patient this player is. Even though he does go for a few jump-ins, he's mainly more about reacting to me, and adapting to situations instead of creating them, and throwing pokes to get me to come to him, so that then he can react and throw a combo punish, like here for example, which is so good for a Birdie player. Though I do think this is his downfall, because he's reacting and poking, which is good, but he can't quite close the game out, because he's reacting too much and not taking the initiative, which is why I think he lost, because he came so close to winning. So, we're going to look at that previous clip that I mentioned, this one here. Now, as you can see, he uses his V-reversal. Now I think that's quite good, because he's a defensive player, and he doesn't have that much meter or that much health, so he's not going to get to build that meter back up. Plus, it lowers stun. There are very good things about V-reversal. However, a crush counter punish would have done a lot more damage and stun, and could have swung the momentum of this game. Because the EX moonsault slash is so easy to react to, you can standing heavy kick it, and that leads to a crush counter. From there, you can use a crouching heavy punch into an EX or heavy chain, a bullhead or a bullhorn, or an EX bullhorn, the last of which you buffer with the heavy kick. Now all of these do a lot of damage and are all very good for this situation. The other thing I want to talk about is the chain at the beginning of the game. Because I said you should never do this. I mean, there are circumstances where you should, but the reason you shouldn't do it specifically in this game is because it was round 2, and I had won the first hit in the first round from a jumping attack. So, there are more mind games with round 2 and 3, because in the first round you don't know what they're going to do, so you go for your safest move, or you go for something you think will work, whereas in round 2 and 3 you're reacting to what your opponent has done previously. If it was round 3 and they've done the same thing twice, you're going to react to that thing. So, he had seen my jumping attack in the first round and thought I would do it again, and I knew this, so I decided I would go with a tragedy assault. I probably could have found a better punish, but I knew he was going to go for something like a chain because he can use that as an air move from the ground. So to beat me, he has to go one deeper, which isn't very hard, because there are so many punishes to the move that punishes the chain, the tragedy assault. Even the chain itself punishes it, but there are so many easier options. But he didn't think forward enough. He was thinking about the last round instead of this one. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this episode of Replay Analysis, even though it was slightly different from the other two. Let me know whether you prefer the theory-based stuff or the more acting-based stuff, because I'd really like to get your feedback, because I want to tailor the show towards the audience. Rather than making it for myself, I want to make it for you guys. Anyway, if you like this video, please thumb it up, please comment for the feedback, subscribe to see more, and I will see you next week.